You have a desire to be successful. I get it. I have the same desire. But let's think about success for a second. What does being successful actually mean? And one of the definitions that I like to think about is that being successful is your ability to solve problems with ease. And one of the best way to solve problems is if you have money. I hate to say it, but this is the reality we live in. If you have money, you're able to have more connections, opportunities, access to resources. So having money is a huge factor into success. But a good way to make money without being miserable and trading all your time is to be aligned with your purpose. And if you want to be aligned with your purpose, that means you need to really optimize who you are. Understand yourself and your qualities and how you can help others and be on this sense of mission. You will actually be able to be on your life's purpose, and being on your life's purpose is the easiest way for you to add value to the world and become successful. And you get paid based off how much value you give. So if you're able to find your purpose, you will be able to be successful. This is my opinion. And if you're on the same track as me, keep listening, okay? Because you probably have contemplated starting your self-improvement journey, or maybe you have already started. And I'm glad that you have, because that means a lot. If you want to start your self-improvement journey and you have started already a little bit or have dabbled into it, you know the importance of treating yourself with respect, treating yourself like you're the most important vehicle in your life, which is true. But the biggest mistake that you might make is attaching some sort of title to your sense of self-worth. You might be thinking that if you have a certain job or career, that is what is successful. But that is not the case, because you cannot rely on external roles to define who you are, because those things are not reliable. And I know that because I'm a professional athlete. And a couple years ago, I had a huge identity crisis because I had put my self-worth into my sport until one day I got hurt and it put my whole career into question. I did not know if I would ever play again. And I get rewarded for being an athlete. I literally get paid to play my sport. And if I cannot play my sport anymore, what fucking value do I have to this world? Sorry, I didn't know why I went with the F-bomb right there. But I just know that I was in so much pain when that happened to me, that when I did not know who I was anymore, I felt like I was worthless. And that is the worst feeling to have, because when you feel like you're not worthy, you feel like you cannot achieve much and you cannot actually be successful and you have no point of being here. So you need to work on developing yourself. You need to prioritize your self-development journey. And the rest of the video will be kind of like the step-by-step way to make sure you're prioritizing yourself. Make sure you're on the right track to reach your potential, okay? So the first thing you want to do is to take full responsibility of your life. That's what I had to do when I had my identity crisis, because there's a lot of reasons why I wasn't playing and I wasn't coming back and I wasn't healing. And a lot of the reasons had nothing to do with me. It was being neglected by people, having untrustworthy people taking care of me, having coaches not believing in me anymore, or giving me the chances that I wanted. So there were a lot of factors that were outside of my control that were making me not able to reach my potential. But the moment that I started realizing that if I just give all my power away and I keep being a victim, I will never take responsibility of my life, and I cannot direct my life towards a better future because I will let other people control that for me. It is so easy to play the victim. And even though there was a lot of things that wasn't my fault, that was not going to get me where I wanted to go. That was not going to allow me to heal and focus on myself. So the first thing that you have to do in your life is to take full responsibility of your life, the good and the bad. But that's good, because that means that whatever future you want to have, if you're fully responsible of your life, you're responsible for your future, and you can control that future however you want to do. So whoever did you wrong, whoever you put your trust in and they've broken your trust, or whatever society, how fucked up it is right now, accept that and realize that you're responsible for how you respond to this situation right now. Something that really helped me was thinking that fault lives in the past. Like, it's their fault. It's them that did me wrong. That lives in the past. Versus responsibility, it lives in the present. And there is nothing more powerful than the present moment, because that's what dictates your future. So if you want to keep thinking about people's fault and pointing fingers, you're never going to take your power back. You're literally giving your power away. But if you take full responsibility, you're able to focus on the present moment, on what matters, and taking the action that will give you the future that you want. If you don't take ownership of your life, all goes to shit. I promise you. If you remain unconscious and play the victim, you will be a villain in the story of life. What I mean by that is, when you play the victim, it's because all the pain that has happened to you has hurt you so much that the way that you respond will be by hurting other people. Like, oh, poor me, the world has hurt me, so I will hurt other people. That's how you are the villain. And you hurt other people by staying unconscious and pointing fingers, because you're not helping humanity to help other people taking responsibility of their life, because you are not doing that for yourself. That is the message you are sending. You're sending the message that people have no power and that you need to remain a victim. That's making you a villain. But if you want to be a hero in your story and in other people's story, that's by taking responsibility, because that means that, oh, the world has hurt me. Let me help the world to not hurt the way I hurt. Let me help heal the world. Let me use that pain to make sure that no one else feels that pain. That's how you take responsibility of your life. That's how you become an influential leader. That's how you become successful. The next step is to become aware of which game you are playing right now. If you're going through life right now and you don't really feel like you want to be disciplined, you don't really care that much about your success, it's because you're playing a game that you do not want to play. Chances are is that the success that you're thriving for right now, the 9-to-5, the career, is not even something that you want. It's something that you think that you want because society told you that you wanted to do that, or maybe your friends are doing that, so you're doing it, or more commonly, your parents has instilled that belief that that's what you want. The reason why you're not that excited about chasing your success is because you're not even chasing something that you want. You need to be aware of which game you're playing right now. And that comes by becoming open-minded and thinking about different perspectives, by consuming content that will change your mind, that will open you to a new world. When I got shown the world of entrepreneurship, I felt like the stars aligned. When I finally opened my mind to look at a different route than going to medical school, because I thought that that would be successful for me, when I started opening my mind and reading different books and listening to different people talk about entrepreneurship, I realized that there is a whole new world awaiting for me. And that gets me excited. That instilled a desire inside of me that I didn't know existed, because I decided to put my past biases aside and have an open mind and an open heart. If you're not aware, you will remain on the autopilot and you will just keep doing what other people want you to do, and it will never feel fulfilling because it's not actually aligned to what you want. You're not going to be in the top percent because you're playing a game you don't want to play, so you're never going to push beyond what you can because you don't even want to play that game. And you're going to be competing against people that actually want to play the game that you're playing right now, that you're actually not wanting to play. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to play a different game based off of what you actually desire, no one can stop you because that's what you truly want. And then you're going to outwork everyone because you're going to be aligned with your purpose. I'm not going to beat someone to have the better grades in law school because I do not care about law. I will not win that game because I will never force myself or be disciplined enough to put in the work to study law when that's not something that I even want. You're not going to win the game that you don't want to play. But once you define what is that game for yourself, what game do you want to play? For me, it's entrepreneurship. You're going to learn how to beat the competition. I did not know entrepreneurship was something that I wanted, but looking back, I have seen signs that made me realize I was holding some beliefs about money and entrepreneurship that were holding me back. I remember in 3rd grade, I had a friend in my class that came in and had this little furry animal that she would hand make. So she would make these like fur balls and put like eyes on it and put a keychain. So it was really cool. And then people wanted to have one. So she started selling those for $2. And I remember feeling so jealous because I was like, she's making money. But in my mind, I never thought that that was something that I could do, that I could create something and that people would pay me for that. I did not have that mindset. I thought that because I wasn't creative, because I didn't like drawing, because she was someone that loved drawing and loved being artsy, and because that's not something in my nature, I felt like that couldn't be me. But coming here on YouTube and giving value is creative. Creativity doesn't have to be like the arts and crafts, but I had such limiting beliefs. So I never even considered entrepreneurship because it felt like it wasn't for me. I wasn't like a creator. But once I got shown this new possibility, it opened my eyes and I realized that the possibilities are limitless. You can make anything entrepreneurship. I wasn't the kid that had the lemonade stand on the side of the street. I was the kid that was like, I'm going to follow the rules and do exactly what's being told to me because that's what I need to do. I was such a rule follower that it did not allow me to think outside of the box. But if you want to be a higher vibrancy person, if you want to be a leader, if you want to connect with people, you cannot just be a rule follower. You have to challenge the status quo. You have to think a little bit differently and question society. That's the best way that you can connect to other people, because a lot of people feel what you feel right now, but they're not going out there and telling others about it. Anyways, I'm kind of digressing here, but what I'm saying is that you need to become aware of which game you're playing and make sure that you're playing the game that is aligned to something that you desire. Next, you need to optimize your environment. You need to optimize your physical and your social environment. So your physical environment literally is your workspace and your apartment, like where you're spending your time. Or maybe you're in an office, so make sure that you optimize that. But your home, for example, you need to make sure that your bedroom is your bedroom. It's not your workspace. Your kitchen is your kitchen. It's not a place where you eat junk food. It's where you have a healthy nutrition lifestyle. Your office needs to be your office. So I don't want to see a TV in your bedroom, because your bedroom is meant for relaxation and sleep. Your workspace is not where you eat, it's where you actually work. You need to make sure that your environment is clean, because whatever is chaotic in your environment is a reflection of how it is inside. So if there's an easy way for you to start building momentum, is to make sure that your environment is organized and it has the purpose that it has, and you do not make yourself have more distractions than needed to just because you're setting up your environment for failure. Now you want to optimize your social environment as well. So that means that you need to make sure that your friends are aligned with you self-developing, because a lot of people have friendships that are simply making them a lower vibration of themselves. If your friends have money problems and relationship problems and gambling problems or drinking problems, you're going to have similar problems, because they're enticing that type of life. And the thing that most people don't realize is that they're not even friends with their friends. They're actually just friends with that same drug, which is either alcohol, gossiping, video games. You're not really friends with the friends. If you remove that drug, you will remove the friendship, basically. A lot of people are using friends just to have a crutch to numb that feeling that they are not on track to that higher potential of themselves. I remember when I was in college, I had a different vision for myself. And if I hung out with people that did not align with that vision, I knew I was just simply distracting myself, trying to numb that feeling that I was not actually doing the work to get to where I want to go. Realize all the ways that you're trying to distract yourself from actually putting in the work to self-develop, to read, to nurture your brain, to sit with yourself and meditate. Realize what are the things that you're doing to distract yourself. And 90% of people, it's their friends. And if you want to have good friends, you need to level up. If you want to have friends that are at a higher frequency, you need to become that person as well. That's how you attract those type of people. So you're going to have to be in this period where you're going to be a little bit more alone while you say no to your past friends until you have that new circle of friends. And this is where I'm at right now. And I'm trying to attract those type of people by posting on YouTube and creating this community, because I eventually want to attract the type of people that are aligned with that same vision that I have of myself. And I don't have a lot of friends that are on that wavelength right now. Not yet, but I know it will come because I'm putting myself out there. Then the next step is to optimize your physiology, because your body, and especially your brain, is your best weapon for success. Your brain is literally what makes the difference between you being able to do the work or not. And you need to optimize your physiology by being healthy. It's that simple. You know what to do. You know you need to have the proper nutrition, the proper sleep, and exercise. When you're healthy, you definitely worry about all your problems. But when you are not healthy, when you are sick, all you care about is your health. So make sure that your health is checked off, that it's not something that you neglect, because that is the most important thing in your life. If your life is fucked, your body is probably fucked. Just so you know. It's never like, oh, my life is shit, but I am so healthy and I exercise and I feel great and I love my body and I feel focused. That's not the case. The moment that your physiology is not optimal, everything else goes downhill. My advice for nutrition, if you want my true advice, and you're free to do whatever you want with that, but I think you should not drink alcohol, limit your processed foods, and incorporate some fasting here and there. That's it. As for sleep, I want you to go to sleep at the same time every single night and wake up at the same time every single day. Doesn't matter if it's a weekday or a weekend, doesn't matter what you do. Try to respect that 80% of the time. And make sure that you sleep in a cool, dark place and reduce screen time before bed. That's it. And then finally, with exercise, just make sure you build muscle by lifting. I don't care about your cardio. I don't care about anything else. You need to make sure you have muscle, because muscle is the muscle is the organ of longevity. If you want to live longer, you need muscle. And if you can have more muscle, that's the best thing possible. You don't have to be jacked. You don't have to be buff. You don't have to be any of that. You just have to have healthy muscle. And you get that by lifting weights. There's no other way around that. And then finally, all you got to do is to maintain momentum and be patient and be disciplined with your daily habits that are healthy and making you learn. You have to commit to learning about yourself, learning about others and relationships and spirituality. You just have to indulge in learning. If you just focus on growth and learning and reading books, you will grow as a person. You will gain new knowledge. And then when you interact with others, you can have better conversations because you learn things. Go out there and tell other people what you learn about and have different insights. Your last step is to actually put in the work and learn and keep the momentum going. And then the only key to do this is with discipline. There's no other way around it. You need some discipline if you want to foster a new sense of self. If you want to have a higher version of yourself, if you want to actually grow, you have to be consistent, and that goes with discipline. There's no other way around it. And if you want to learn more about discipline, I've done so many videos about it. I'm going to try to put some here so you can check them out. But discipline is key. You cannot get your way around it. If you're here for a quick fix that's going to change your whole life, you're not on the right channel, because this is all about true, authentic self-improvement. And that doesn't happen overnight. It is with consistent effort. It is with sacrifice. It is with self-discipline. And the only way you can keep the momentum going is if you keep doing the work. The moment you stop doing the work, you lose momentum. And if you want to keep doing the work, you need discipline. It's that simple. So I hope you feel like you can have some sort of blueprint into self-developing on your way to success. Make sure you have your priorities straight. Make sure you prioritize yourself, your health, and your well-being, and have the mind space to apply your discipline and get after what you want. You will not regret being on this journey. You will regret if you know you have potential and you don't put in the work to get there. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And we're in this together because I'm playing the same game as you. I want to be successful. I want to reach my potential. I want to self-develop, and I am committed to learning. So if there's anything you want to add to that, I would love to know in the comments. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon in a new video. Mwah.